Hi, awesome artists. I want to introduce you to the work of Greg Mike. He is a painter and muralist that lives in Atlanta, Georgia. A mural is an artwork that is painted directly on the wall. Many murals are outdoor, such as his. He's also famous for creating a character called Larry Loudmouf. It looks like a screaming mouth. He also draws inspiration from a variety of his favorite cartoon characters. Do you recognize any of the cartoon characters? Greg Mike was born in Connecticut, but he took many trips to New York City as a child and was inspired by the public art there. Greg has now created murals in lots of big cities like Atlanta, Miami, Las Vegas, and San Francisco. Let's create our own Larry Loudmouf characters using the art technique of collage. The first thing you're going to need is a square of paper. This is the largest paper that you should have in your basket. This square is 6 inches on all 4 sides. You're also going to need a black square for the mouth of your loudmouth collage, which will wind up being about here in your artwork. You're also going to need pink or red for the mouth, the tongue. And then this white sheet will give us our eyes and also our teeth, however you decide to create those. You can also use other scraps of paper from your basket for little details like bow ties or feet or hair bows or eyelashes or eyebrows, any kinds of things that you can think of. You are also going to need a glue stick for today's project. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my glue stick and I'm going to put glue on all the edges of my square here. Don't need any in the middle, just need it on the edges. And I'm going to glue this down a little bit lower than the middle because I need room for the eyes. I'm going to come down a little. Give it a little massage. You can flip it over and massage it if you'd like. While I've got my paper turned over backwards, I'm going to go ahead and write my name. And then I'm also going to write my class code. So if your class code is C1, then you would write a C and then a 1. All right, so I'm going to flip this over. The mouth's not perfectly straight. I'm okay with that. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to do the tongue for my loudmouth because the tongue is going to go behind the teeth if I want teeth on the bottom. So I can draw whatever shape that I want, but I'm going to glue it where you can't see the pencil line. I'm going to use Mr. Scissors. Mr. Scissors is happy to have a snack. Okay, and then I'll flip that over after I've glued it on the back. Rub it. That little bit of glue won't bother me. I'll put it up here because I'm going to need it for the teeth later. All right, so now I'm going to use this white paper, but I'm going to be careful with this white paper because I need to get eyes and a mouth out of this. So I'm going to lay this paper right on top of the black square. I'm going to measure a little. You can see the black square through my white paper. And I think I'm going to do some bumpy teeth. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to do some bumpy teeth. I'm going to do 4 across. And the artist Greg Mike tells a story about how he actually sleepwalks and he sleptwalked off of a balcony and he fell and he chipped his front tooth. So I'm going to put a chip in the tooth here and I'm actually going to cut that out. I also want to do a little bit of teeth on the bottom. I'm going to do some zigzag teeth on the bottom. Now, this white piece here, as you can probably imagine, I'm going to use this for the eyes. So what I like to do is I like to get bang for my buck. That means I'm going to get double duty out of one cut. So I'm going to fold this in half. It's kind of like buy one, get one free. Cut one, get one free. I'm going to draw the eye shape that I want. I think I'm going to do an oval. If you need to trace something, you can. You could trace the glue stick bottom. You could find something to trace. I'm going to keep this folded, and I'm going to use my scissors. And then I'm going to have 2 of these. Buy one, get one free. Cut one, get one free. I could put these on here, and I'm just going to think about what I'd like to do inside of the eyes. Remember I told you these white scraps could come in handy, so I may use that later. Like I said, trying to stay organized. Let me move all that to one pile. I don't want my pencil lines to show, so I'm going to flip this over and glue. Flip this over and glue. And you can change the look of your Loudmouf just by how you turn the eyes. It could be looking a little crazy if you turn one eye one way, one eye the other. You can slant them this way, slant them that way, whatever you would like to do. I'm going to put mine straight up for this one. All right. Now, I told you you could use other scraps for some things. I've got a blue scrap here and a black scrap here. I'm going to fold this in half, and I want a smaller circle than what I had here. So I'm actually going to use Mr. Glue Stick's hat, hold it down, trace that circle, and then I'm going to take the scissors and try to cut that out. What I'm doing and how I get these clean lines is I'm actually closing the scissors while I'm turning the paper with my helping hand. The more you practice that, the easier it will become, and your circles do not have to be perfect for this. This is a crazy looking collage. A collage is when you put lots of pieces of paper together to create one final artwork. For this project, I'm not allowed to draw anything on my paper. Everything has to be a piece of paper. It has to be cut out and glued. All right, so now I want to do the middle of the eye with black. I'm just gonna do this one freestyle without drawing the circle first. You can draw the circle first if you like. Now I've got 2 black circles. Roll on the glue, stick them on. Roll on the glue, stick them on. Make it look a little crazy with his pupils going in different directions. And then I think I'm going to use a little bit of this. Put a little bit of a highlight in the eye. Your fingers may get a little sticky, that's okay. But I want to create something to make it a little bit extra special. So I've got these leftover pieces. I think I'm going to do some little legs. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw a little foot. But notice I kept my paper folded because I want to get 2 for 1. Cut one, get one free. And I'm closing my scissors while I follow the curvy lines. Then when I get done, I have 2 feet. All right, so I'm gonna make it where this doesn't show. The pencil lines don't show. Now, I'm only gonna glue the top of the leg on here, so I don't need to put too much glue. I'm gonna just rub it on the top. I don't need any glue on the toes. And now he is pretty silly with the legs coming out of his chin. And then I'll show you how to make a bow as well. You could do a bow tie or a hair bow. So I guess this one's gonna be a girl with her cute little bow. I've got some pink left over, so I could do, it's like a triangle going behind a circle. And we can decide where to put that. If you don't get all of your pieces glued before the end of class, you can just lay all of your pieces on top of your largest square, which is your Loudmouf Collage's body, and then we could always glue them next time. Now I want some little pieces on the bow, so I think I'm going to put a little decoration on the bow in the middle. I only need one of these. Just a little something extra. There we go. All right, if I wanted to add eyelashes, I would also glue those back behind the eyes. I'll show you that real quick. I like to do like this. I like to cut a few strips of paper, and your eyelashes can be any color you want. I just have this black paper. Then I could take my scissors, and whenever I cut this line, then all those little rectangle pieces fall down for me. I could turn my Loudmouf collage over and then put a little bit of glue on the back of the eyes there and glue the eyelashes on where they're coming off the top just a little bit. and you can see them from the front when I flip this over. You may have sticky fingers at the end of what you're doing. Just rub your fingers a little bit and all that stuff peels off really easily. All right, and here is my Loudmouf collage with my name on the back, so we know that it's mine. Always take care of Mr. Glue Stick. Twist him back down, put his hat back on. Listen for the snap, make sure it's there. And as always, clean up your mess. Get all of these scraps. These scraps are kind of small. They've all been cut out of. They're not really very usable. If you have a scrap like this, then that's good to use later for another artist. But when they're all chopped up like this, let's go ahead and toss those. I think we have gotten enough use out of those. And enjoy creating your Loudmouf collages like artist Greg Mike.